Hey everyone. So I've been working with our local independent fellow that's running for our local MLA. And we got together and did a lot of talking. And I just had to let people know what you're up against out there, what the government is hiding from you, and why you're not getting what you really need in your community. So I took an oath when I graduated from my health school that I would prevent and alleviate human suffering. But at the time, I didn't realize how big it was getting. So let's move into this and let's take a look at how corrupt this whole political system is. So, wasn't that long ago, in 2015, Adrian Dix and Horgan were talking about how this whole Site C Dam thing was a big problem and they were going to do something about it, and the Liberals were terrible, and if they were in power they would straighten the whole mess out. Well, guess what? They never straightened the mess out. They should have stopped it. What happened was we ended up in the middle of this Site C Dam project that was supposed to be around 8 billion, and now it's projected to be 12 billion and probably more than that. And we're going to go into why that is. And I think you just better be awake for this, because pretty serious stuff when you think of what these politicians are doing. So here's the Site C Dam project. It's a pretty big project, but there's some major problems with that. Let's have a look at them. So the big problem is that they set it up on the Peace River on the bank that was really unstable. And that's supposed to be the foundation for the whole spillway and everything. That's the major part of it. And there's a fellow by the name of Swain, Harry Swain. He looked into it, as well as a number of other people. Good publication is that Norwal. You can look that up, and you can follow this up for your own benefit too. But have a look at it. So here we are. We're paying all this money for all this extra engineering to try and shore this crazy bank up that is so unstable. And he said, this fellow Swain said, you got to be upfront with all of these poor residential ratepayers about the true costs, because they give huge discounts to all these big players, all of these industrial players, and we as residential ratepayers get to pay the big difference. And so the interesting thing is, there wasn't too clear an idea of why we needed this Site C Dam until I did a little digging and found out something. Guess what? The whole idea of the Site C Dam was to provide electricity, to the LNG Kitimat site, which is up and going and under construction again. And if you can look here, they're bragging because they're using renewable energy from the hydroelectricity produced by BC Hydro, Site C Dam, surprise, and it eliminates the need for natural gas-powered turbines. So they're going to get a lot more gas to sell to China, and guess what? The average person out there is going to be paying for it. So you and I are going to be paying for that. That's us. We're going to be paying the biggest part of that bill. And who can we thank for that? Well, let's go back to the Liberal Party. In 2014, Christy Clark negotiated a deal. Wait a second. How did she know that whole thing was going to go on in Kitimat? So this whole thing was planned back in 2014, and it so happens that they both coincide. The LNG plant in Kitimat and the Site C Dam are going to be completed pretty well at the same time. And so they're going to get a discount of anywhere from 20 to 40% less. And they've got it in a contract lasting for years. You and I, our rates are going to go up like crazy. Yeah, Christy, you're smiling. Did you get something else out of it that you're not telling us? But let's follow the money, right? That's where we should be going. So let's look at energy consumption. Hey, look at this. We in BC consume 11% less than the national average. Hey, that's pretty good. Wait a second. Our largest consuming sector is industrial. Oh, surprise, surprise. No wonder, Christy, you negotiated that deal to give your friends at LNG, I don't know what they gave you, a whole pile of money. But hey, look at this. BC Hydro generates roughly 6.27 billion Canadian dollars in revenue every year. So that shouldn't be too bad, right? We should be able to pay off that 12, maybe 14 or 16 billion dollars in a few years. Maybe it's 16 years, who knows? But wait, what is the actual net revenue of BC Hydro every year? Well, let's take a look. Oh, well, let's go to the BC Hydro report. Well, wait a second. The net income for 3 months. Net income for 3 months was 25 million. Wait a second here. If we get $6.27 billion, that's 1,000 million every year, and yet the net income we're getting is 100 million? Where's the money going? Where is the money going? Doesn't it make you wonder? So, let's look at some of the serious things that are going on. So, Horgan says we don't have money to solve the overdose deaths in our province today. Well, wait a second. We've got $12 billion to throw at the Site C Dam so we can give LNG people a break? And yet, here we have our opioid deaths 10 times as high. Go look it up, BC CDC, 10 times as high as the COVID deaths. And we don't have money to solve that problem. Yet we can throw $12 billion at the Site C Dam and give a break to the LNG people so Chevron can sell more gas to the Chinese. Really? And here's the co-conspirators. Who in this group are actually standing up and saying something? Really? They don't have the money? They don't have the gumption to do it? What about all those people that are dying? Take a look at this. All these people dying, and they don't have the money, but they got the 12 billion. Really interesting. So, wait a second. You guys, your responsibility, it says in the Ministry of Health, right here, the overall responsibility for ensuring that quality, appropriate, cost-effective, and timely health services are available for all British Columbians. Patients as partners. Person and family-centered healthcare. Oh, come on. Really? So how come no one in any of these parties or any of the people that are running for these parties are going to stand up and say these things? Really? That's why I'm sending a message. I'm voting independent. Our independent MLA person is John St. John. Heck of a guy. Watch his video. You'll get to know him really, really well. Thanks for tuning in.